Important MCQs for Statistical Assistant BS 15. The geometric mean of numbers 2, 4, 8 and 64 is A, 2, B, 4, C, 8, D, 64. Correct option is C, 8. If the SD x equals 5, then SD 2x plus 5 is divided by 2 is equal to A, 5, B, 10, C, 15, D, 15.5. Correct option is A, 5. If any of the value in the data set is 0, then it is not possible, for example impossible, to compute A, mean, B, median, C, harmonic mean, D, geometric mean. Correct option is C, harmonic mean. Dash is the measure of average which can have more than one value. A, mean, B, median, C, harmonic mean, D, mode. Correct option is D, mode. If 10% is added to each value of a variable, the geometric mean of the new variable is added by A, 5%, B, 10%, C, 15%, D, no change. Correct option is B, 10%. The harmonic mean of any two numbers is A plus B is divided by 2. B, 2ab is divided by A plus B. C, ab, D, A plus B. Correct option is B, 2ab is divided by A plus B. Second quartile equals fifth decile equals 50th percentile equals A, mode, B, median, C, mean, D, harmonic mean. Correct option is B, median. The color of flowers is an example of A, quantitative variable, B, skewed variable, C, qualitative variable, D, symmetric variable. Correct option is A, quantitative variable. If any of the value in data set is negative, then it is impossible to compute A, arithmetic mean, B, harmonic mean, C, geometric mean, D, mode. Correct option is C, geometric mean. The most repeated, popular value in a data set is called A, median, B, mean, C, mode, D, geometric mean. Correct option is C, mode. If a distribution has two modes, then this distribution is called A, unimodal, B, bimodal, C, trimodal, D, multimodal. Correct option is B, bimodal. To find the average speed of a journey, which is the appropriate measure of central tendency. A, mean, B, geometric mean, C, mode, D, harmonic mean. Correct option is D, harmonic mean. Data must be arranged either in ascending or descending order if some want to compute A, mean, B, geometric mean, C, median, D, mode. Correct option is C, median. Which of the following measure of averages is not based on all the values given in the data set? A, median, B, harmonic mean, C, arithmetic mean, D, geometric mean. Correct option is A, median. The grouped data are called A, primary data, B, raw data, C, secondary data, D, difficult to tell. Correct option is C, secondary data. A variable that assumes only some selected values in a range is called A, continuous variable, B, quantitative variable, C, qualitative variable, D, discrete data. Correct option is C, qualitative variable. Which of the following cannot be less than 0, negative? A, median, B, arithmetic mean, C, harmonic mean, D, geometric mean. Correct option is D, geometric mean. Which of the following measure of averages is affected by extreme, very small or very large values in the data set? A, geometric mean, B, arithmetic mean, C, median, D, mode. Correct option is B, arithmetic mean. The geometric mean of -2, 4, 3, 6, 0 will be A, -3, B, 0, C, cannot be computed, D, none of these. Correct option is C, cannot be computed. If the price of a commodity remains at Rs. 20 per kg for the whole month, then measure of dispersion will be A. 20 rupees, B. 20 paise, C. 0 rupees, D. 1 rupee. Correct option is C. 0 rupees. In a frequency distribution, the last cumulative frequency is 300. Median shall lie in A. 140th item, B. 130th item, C. 150th item, D. 160th item, C. 150th item. A relative frequency distribution presents frequencies in terms of dash. A. Fractions, B. Percentage, C. Whole numbers, D. None of these options. Correct option is A. Fractions. In a frequency distribution, the last cumulative frequency is 500. Q3 third quartile must lie in A. 275th item, B. 375th item, C. 150th item, D. 175th item, B. 375th item. When all the values in a series occur the same number of times, then one must not compute the A. Mean, B. Median, C. Mode, D. Weighted mean. Correct option is C. Mode. Given the n values in a series, the geometric mean is A. The third root of the product of n values, B. The square root of the product of n values, C. The fourth root of the product of n values, D. The north root of the product of n values. Correct option is D. The north root of the product of n values. The mean of 10 observations is 10. All observations are increased by 10%. The mean of the increased observations shall be A. 20, B. 11, C. 10, D. 100. Correct option is B. 11. The process of arranging data into rows and columns is called A. Frequency distribution, B. Classification, C. Tabulation, D. Array. Correct option is C. Tabulation. In a week, the prices of a bag of rice were 350, 280, 340, 290, 320, 310, 300. The range is A. 60, B. 70, C. 90, D. 100. Correct option is B. 70. A statistics which is not measurable is called A. A constant, B. An attribute, C. A variable, D. A parameter. Correct option is B. An attribute. The sum of squares of deviations of the values is least when deviations are taken from A. Median, B. Mode, C. Mean, D. Harmonic mean. Correct option is A. Median. Which of the measures given here are based on every item of the series, uses all observations? A. Range, B. Standard deviation, C. Quartile deviation, D. All of them. Correct option is B. Standard deviation. The weight of the earth is dash. A. Discrete variable, B. Qualitative variable, C. Quantitative variable, D. Difficult to tell. Correct option is C. Quantitative variable. The data which have already been collected by someone is called dash data. A. Secondary, B. Primary, C. Array, D. Quantitative. Correct option is A. Secondary. The number 143.9500 rounded off to the nearest tenth, one decimal place, is A. 143.9, B. 144.0. Correct option is B. 144.0. The sum of the deviations about the mean is always A. Range, B. 0, C. Positive, D. Negative. Correct option is B. 0. Which of these represent qualitative data? A. Height of a student, B. Liking or disliking of 500 persons of a product, C. The income of a government servant in a city, D. Yield from a wheat plot. Correct option is B. Liking or disliking of 500 persons of a product. The mode of 2, 9 and 7 is A. 2, B. 6, C. 9, D. No mode exists. Correct option is D. No mode exists. The population mean is called dash. A. Discrete variable. B. Parameter. C. Sampling unit. D. Continuous variable. Correct option is B. Parameter. The branch of statistics concerned with the procedure and methodology for obtaining valid conclusion is called A. Descriptive statistics. B. Inferential statistics. C. Sample statistics. D. Deductive statistics. Correct option is B. Inferential statistics. The most central value of an arrayed data is called dash. A. Mode. B. Median. C. Mean. D. Geometric mean. Correct option is B. Median. Standard deviation is independent of change of dash. A. Origin. B. Scale. C. Both origin and scale. D. None of these options. Correct option is A. Origin. The positive square root of the variance of a distribution is known as dash. A. Standard deviation. B. Mean deviation. C. Absolute deviation. D. Relative deviation. Correct option is A. Standard deviation. The students divided into different groups according to their intelligence and gender will generate A. Qualitative data. B. Quantitative data. C. Continuous data. D. Constant values. Correct option is A. Qualitative data. Population census is conducted through A. Sample survey. B. Accounting. C. Investigation. D. Complete enumeration. Correct option is D. Complete enumeration. Which of the following is not a measure of central tendency? A. Percentile. B. Quartile. C. Standard deviation. D. Mode. Correct option is C. Standard deviation. Statistics are collected in a dash. A. Haphazard manner. B. Systematics manner. C. Simple manner. D. None of these. Correct option is B. Systematics manner. Which of the following divides a group of data into 4 subgroups? A. Percentiles. B. Deciles. C. Median. D. Quartiles. Correct option is D. Quartiles. In a statistical table, row captions are called dash. A. Box head. B. Stub. C. Body. D. Title. Correct option is B. Stub. The weights of students in a college, school is A. Discrete variable. B. Continuous variable. C. Qualitative variable. D. None of these. Correct option is B. Continuous variable. If the standard deviation of a population is 9, the population variance is A. 3. B. 9. C. 21. D. 81. Correct option is D. 81. Statistical tables has at least dash. A. 2 parts. B. 3 parts. C. 4 parts. D. 5 parts. Correct option is C. 4 parts. If the arithmetic mean is 82 and the median is 78, then the appropriate value of the mode will be A. 50. B. 60. C. 65. D. 70. Correct option is D. 70. Which of the following describe the middle part of a group of numbers? A. The measure of variability. B. The measure of central tendency. C. The measure of association. D. The measure of shape. Correct option is B. The measure of central tendency. Issuing a new ID card is an example of A. Census. B. Registration. C. Sampling. D. Survey. Correct option is B. Registration. The geometric mean of a series of 4 items is 10.2. The product of all the items shall be A. 10,000. B. 10,824.3216. C. 1061.20. D. 10,004. Life of a TV picture tube is A. A. Discrete variable. B. Continuous variable. C. Qualitative variable. D. Constant. Correct option is B. Continuous variable. In classification, the data are arranged according to dash. A. Percentages. B. Differences. C. Similarities. D. Ratios. Correct option is C. Similarities. The middle value of an ordered array of numbers is the A. Mode. B. Mean. C. Median. D. Midpoint. Correct option is C. Median. The data must be arranged before computing the A. Mean. B. Median. C. Mode. D. Geometric mean. Correct option is B. Median. Please subscribe. Thanks for watching.